Hey guys, welcome back to another reaction video. We are understanding European soccer today in 4 simple steps. I do understand European soccer. I played it my whole life in school. It's the only type of soccer I know. I watched the Premier League too, Champions League, yes, FA Cup, yes. What else is there? I'm forgetting one. Europa League? Yeah, anyway. So I do know a lot about. Why is my phone crooked again? I do know a decent amount about European soccer, but I'm going to watch this from the perspective of someone who knows nothing. Then I'll be like, okay, does it actually explain everything properly? Like, if I didn't understand initially, would I understand now? But yeah, guys, it's so hot. This heat is nasty. And of course, I just finished drinking the biggest cup of coffee on the planet because I don't know, I don't think. But yeah. Let's see this video. Oh my gosh. Because I wanna. Why is it not loading? Okay.
Welcome to Understanding Soccer in Europe in 4 Simple Steps, a guide for Americans.
Okay, it's a guide for Americans. So I'm an American today.
To understand how soccer works in Europe, you really only need to know 4 things. Number
Okay.
1. Each country has its own soccer league. Seasons run from
Boom.
August to May, in which each team plays every other team twice, once at home and once on the road. Games are divided into 2 45-minute halves, and when the game is over, the winner is awarded 3 points, the loser 0, and in the event of a tie, each team gets 1 point. After each team has played all the other teams twice, the team with the most points is crowned champion of the league. They get a big trophy, a parade, and the season is over. There are no playoffs. Sort of. But more on that in a minute. Before the books are closed on the season, there is still one small bit of housekeeping to be done. Number 2, relegation. We'll use the German league as an example. Every year, when the German league has concluded and the champion has been crowned, the 3 teams with the least amount of points are kicked out of the league. This process is known as relegation. The 3 vacant spots are subsequently filled by the top 3 teams from Germany's second division. And unlike, say, baseball in the US, teams in the second and subsequent divisions are not owned by teams in the top division. Imagine if the Pittsburgh Pirates or Oakland Raiders had to fight at the end of each season just to stay in the league. What if instead of coasting to the bottom for better draft picks, they were fighting to the bitter end to avoid the $40 million revenue loss that relegated teams suffer in the first year alone? Not to mention the fact that in England, 9 different teams have gone financially insolvent within 5 years of relegation. Okay, interesting enough, you're thinking. But what about that whole lack of playoffs part? Number 3. Each country also holds an elimination-style tournament, referred to as a cup. But instead of being held after the 9-month league is over, cup games are scheduled in between league games, normally in the middle of the week. One additional perk about the cup system is that teams from all levels, down to semi-professional and even some amateur teams, are invited to play, and if they do well, can progress and occasionally even knock off a top team. So every year, these midweek elimination games continue until there are only 2 teams left, who play each other in the cup final. After 90 minutes, a cup champion is crowned, they get a trophy, and a parade. So, between the league and cup games, we get a great picture of who the best and worst teams in each country are. But wait a second, you ask. What would happen if the best teams from each country in Europe all got together and played each other? Good idea. Number 4. The resulting
Champions League. I love it.
And it is without a doubt the single greatest club competition of any sport anywhere in the world, period. Think of the NCAA tournament, but with better quality of play, more than double the fan base, and quadruple the enthusiasm. And yes, Europe even has their own version of the NIT as well. So, through a complex and drawn-out process, teams from all over Europe compete just to qualify for this tournament. And starting each September, the top 32 teams are put into 8 groups of 4. Each team plays the other members of its group 2 times, once at home and once on the road. Come December, the winner and runner-up from each group move on to the knockout round. And this is where club soccer is at its finest. Teams are paired up individually and again play 1 home and 1 away game, with the winner from each pair moving on to the next round until only 2 teams remain. The Champions League final is then held as a single game each year in May. And unless it's the World Cup year, this is the most important soccer game of the year. After 90 minutes, a champion is crowned, the trophy is awarded, parades commence, and all clubs go on break until the madness fires back up again in August. So, to review, number 1, each country has its own league. Number 2, the worst teams are kicked out of the league and replaced by the best teams from the next division down. Number 3, throughout the year, each country also holds a playoff-type tournament called a cup. And number 4, the UEFA Champions League is a tournament involving all of Europe and is the most important competition in all of club soccer.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Football's just the best. Soccer, it's just the best, guys. If you don't watch it, I recommend you do. But like, you know what I always find so funny is like when you watch football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, you get like so what's the word I'm looking for? Like so worked up about like your team losing because you're actually like you get excited to watch this game, you know? For example, my team is playing tonight. You get so excited to watch the game and you're like, you know, you're hyped up. You're like, yes. And then you get so invested in these people kicking a little football around the field to get it into the goal. And you're like, why am I so emotional about this? Because then your team loses and like, you're just like, you know, you unpunch something, but don't punch things. But, it's just not great. But also the other thing is, it's like, when for the Champions League, when it's like, knockout rounds, it's the worst because for the first game, let's say they score like your team wins 2-1, there's still no guarantee they'll go through because then in the next game, like the other team because what's it called? It's basically the total amount of goals between each game that determines who goes through. So if your team gets 2 and the other one gets 1 in the first round and then you go to their place, and then they get, 2 and you get 0, you're out. So it's like, yeah, because there are 3 goals in total and then on aggregate, I think that's what it's called. Yeah. But yeah, kind of sucks when your team loses. And one of my toxic traits is like, I'll be here and I'll be like, come on. I feel like it's all people who watch any sport really, and you're like getting so annoyed because you're like, come on, that guy was free, you could have just passed him, and and then they miss the goal and then you start getting so emotional, like it's so easy to just score a goal in professional football. You'd be like, come on, even I could have got that. Could you have though, really? But yeah, gotta love it. Thank you guys for watching another video. Bye.